All right, so are you ready for this? Like getting ready for that trade regional manager interview, you
Yeah.
feeling that excitement?
Yeah.
But also maybe a little bit of like, wait, what are they going to ask me?
Uh,
Don't worry, because that's why we're diving into this whole role catcher stack today.
right.
They gave us their career guide, their interview guide, even like a glimpse into their AI tools.
Hmm?
It's like having a cheat sheet for your dream job.
I was going to say it's like having the keys to the kingdom. Like they
Yeah.
really go beyond just the generic advice.
Right.
They actually break down the specifics of this role.
Okay, so let's paint a picture for our listeners here.
Yeah.
What does a trade regional manager actually do? And we're not talking textbook definition.
No, no, no.
Give us the real deal.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
You're the captain of a fleet of stores.
Ooh, I like that.
You're responsible for their success,
Okay.
but you're not just watching the numbers.
Right.
You're leading a team.
Yeah.
You're strategizing marketing campaigns, analyzing market trends.
You're the big picture person.
You're making sure your region is like a retail rock star.
I love it. And the cool thing is the role catcher guide actually shows you that career ladder
Yes.
from like, maybe assisting with daily operations at the entry level
Right.
to like leading multiple regions as you kind of climb the ranks.
It's so cool to see the potential growth.
It's really cool.
It's inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So let's talk about some of those interview questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you, the listener, are ready to like practice these answers and just crush this interview.
Crush it. So RoleCatcher has pulled out some of the most common and, let's be honest, some of the tough ones that you're likely to encounter.
Okay, let's do it. Hit me.
All right, first up, can you tell me about your experience in managing and leading a sales team?
Okay.
So this is your chance to really shine as a leader,
Not just a manager.
not just a manager, right?
No.
Think about specific examples where you motivated your team.
Yeah. Maybe implement the successful strategies. Maybe even turn a struggling team around.
I think this is where stories really stick
Yes.
with the interviewer, right?
Storytelling.
So instead of just listing like, oh, I did this and this and this,
Responsibilities.
give them a memorable anecdote.
Uh-huh.
Like, for example, in my previous role, I noticed morale was low, so I initiated like a weekly brainstorming session where everyone contributed ideas.
I love that.
This boosted engagement, and we saw a 15% increase in sales within 2 months.
Boom. Mic drop.
Yeah. But then also be prepared for those follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah, they're going to dig deeper.
Yeah, because they're going to be like, okay, that sounds great, but how did you actually do that?
Exactly. They might say, what were some of the challenges you faced in implementing that strategy?
Oh.
Or how did you actually measure the success of those brainstorming sessions?
Yes. Always be thinking one step ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so another common one. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and changes?
Right, because we all read industry journals, right? Right? Everyone's going to say that.
Right, so how do you stand out?
So how do you stand out?
This is where you really showcase your passion and initiative.
I like that.
So yeah, mention the journals, mention the conferences, but go a little bit further.
Okay.
Are you exploring specific retail technologies like omni-channel fulfillment strategies?
Oh.
Or like predictive analytics and inventory management?
Okay, so get really specific and nerdy with it.
Get nerdy.
Show that you're like on top of it.
Absolutely. And think outside the box a little bit too.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a side project that you're working on, like analyzing consumer behavior,
Uh-huh.
or you're part of a network of retail professionals where you're always swapping insights.
Are you going to those meetups?
Yeah, you're going to those meetups, exactly.
Okay.
It's all about showing them that you're a retail enthusiast.
Not just like clocking in and clocking out.
Not just clocking in and out, right?
And they might even ask you to get even more specific, like, can you give me an example of a recent industry trend that you found particularly interesting and how you applied that knowledge?
So be ready.
Be ready with a concise, impactful response.
Okay, now for a scenario-based question.
Oh, yeah.
Can you describe a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a customer?
Okay.
So this is all about showcasing your emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Your ability to empathize and like find that win-win solution.
And find that win-win.
Remember, details matter.
Yes.
Don't just say you like resolve the conflict.
Yeah.
Paint a picture.
What was the specific issue? How did you approach the customer?
Yes.
What steps did you take to de-escalate the situation?
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, what did you learn from that experience?
Ooh, that's good. What did you learn? So like, here's an example. A customer was upset because an item they ordered online was out of stock.
Mm-hmm.
I apologized, actively listened to their concerns, and offered them a comparable product with a discounted expedited shipping. They were satisfied, and I learned the importance of clear communication and proactive problem solving.
Beautiful. They might follow up with something like this. How do you handle a customer who's being unreasonable or even abusive?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. This is where you demonstrate your ability to stay calm, professional. Prioritize the safety of yourself and your team.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's tackle another one
Okay.
that focuses on organization and prioritization. How do you prioritize and manage your workload?
Ooh, good one.
Everyone's busy,
Yeah.
so how do you prove you can handle the pressure
Right.
of a demanding role like this?
So the RoleCatcher Guide highlights key skills like monitoring time management and decision-making.
No way?
Use those as a framework to structure your answer.
Okay.
Explain your system for staying organized, whether it's a to-do list, calendar blocking, or maybe you use a project management tool.
Right.
Don't be afraid to get specific. You could say something like, I start each day by reviewing my top priorities and allocating specific time blocks for each task. I use a project management software to track progress and deadlines, and I'm constantly reassessing and adjusting my schedule as needed.
Love it.
Right. And then, of course, be ready for the follow-ups.
Oh, yeah.
They might ask you something like, how do you handle unexpected urgent requests that disrupt your perfectly planned schedule?
That happens all the time.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
Or they might say, can you give me an example of a time when you had to reprioritize your tasks, and how did you communicate those changes to your team?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Communication is key.
Communication is key.
Okay, we've covered some heavy hitters,
Yeah, we have.
but there's another really common question
Okay.
that's all about your ability to develop and motivate your team.
Yes.
How do you motivate and develop your sales team?
It's a good one.
And remember, it's not about just being a cheerleader.
No.
It's about fostering growth.
It's about fostering growth. Exactly.
Right.
So talk about specific initiatives you've implemented.
Yeah.
To support your team's development, have you provided mentorship opportunities,
Uh-huh.
organized skills workshops, or created a clear career progression path?
Okay, so show that you're invested in their future.
Invested in their future. Exactly.
Not just their day-to-day.
You could even say something like, I believe in regular feedback and recognition. I hold one-on-one meetings to discuss individual goals, provide constructive criticism, but I also make sure to celebrate team wins to boost morale and foster a positive work environment.
Yes. I love that because it shows that you understand that different people need different types of motivation.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. And be ready to answer follow-ups like, how do you handle a team member who is underperforming?
Ooh, good one.
Or can you share a specific example of how you helped a team member develop a new skill or advance their career?
That's a great one.
These have been some fantastic questions.
Yes, some really good ones.
Really meaty questions, but we're not done yet.
No, we're not. Because before we move on,
Okay.
let's talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge
Oh, yes.
in preparing for these specific questions.
Wow.
They've got some really innovative tools.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's take a quick look at how their AI can help you tailor your answers and get valuable feedback.
Let's do it. So imagine this, you've got those interview questions like nailed down,
Yeah.
but you want to make sure your answers are really hitting the mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
Okay.
Their platform is specifically designed to understand the nuances of different job roles,
Okay.
including this one trade regional manager.
Okay. That sounds incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to tailor your responses to what that specific company is looking for.
Yes.
How does it actually work?
It's like having a personal interview coach, like right there in your pocket.
Yeah.
You can input the job description and
Yeah.
practice answering those tough questions.
Right.
The AI analyzes your response, not just for content, but also for things like clarity, pacing, and even like your use of industry-specific keywords.
Wow. So it's not just what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly.
That's a game changer.
It is.
Especially for someone like me who tends to ramble a little bit when I get nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the feedback is tailored to the specific role that you're applying for.
Okay.
It'll point out areas where you could strengthen your answers,
Okay.
highlight relevant skills from the job description, and even suggest ways to better articulate your accomplishments.
So you're not just practicing, you're actually learning how to present yourself
Exactly.
in the best possible light.
In the best possible light.
This AI tool could be a real confidence booster,
Oh, for sure.
especially for someone going for a leadership role like this.
Absolutely. And speaking of leadership,
Okay.
let's go back to the RoleCatcher Career Guide for a moment.
Okay.
They have this section that breaks down the functions and core abilities
Oh, yeah.
of a successful trade regional manager.
I love that.
It's like a blueprint
Yes.
for excelling in this position.
So let's connect these core abilities back to what we've been talking about with these interview questions.
Okay.
For example, they list monitoring and assessing performance of yourself, other individuals or organizations as like a key ability.
That's a crucial one.
Yeah.
And it ties directly into questions about managing and motivating your sales team.
Right.
The interviewer wants to see that you're not just a taskmaster.
All right.
They're invested in your team's growth and success.
You're invested.
Yes.
So when you're answering that question about motivating your team, you can use examples of how you've tracked individual performance.
Yes.
Provided constructive feedback.
Yes.
And created opportunities for development.
Exactly. And it's not just about monitoring your team's performance.
Yeah.
It's also about self-awareness.
Oh.
The guide emphasizes the importance of actively looking for ways to improve your own performance. Oh, that's a good one.
And being open to feedback.
Okay.
Yeah. So the interviewer might even ask you something like, can you give me an example of a time when you received constructive criticism and how you applied it to improve your work?
Ah, that's a tough one.
It is, but be prepared.
Be prepared.
To share a genuine example of how you've taken feedback, learned from your mistakes,
Grown.
and grown professionally.
Yeah,
This shows maturity and a willingness to learn, which are essential qualities
for sure.
for any leadership role.
Okay. Another key ability mentioned in the guide
Yes.
is making decisions and solving problems.
Yes.
They highlight the need to analyze information and use logic to address work-related issues and problems.
I love that.
So that ties back to those scenario-based questions we discussed earlier,
Right.
like resolving customer conflict
Yeah.
or handling a challenging team member.
Yeah, the interviewer wants to see your thought process.
Okay.
And your ability to make sound judgments under pressure.
Yeah, like show them how you think.
So when you're describing how you handled a difficult situation,
Yeah.
walk them through your reasoning.
Yes. Love it.
Explain like what factors you considered,
Uh-huh.
what options you explored, and how you ultimately arrived at your decision.
And don't be afraid to show that you're adaptable
Okay.
and that you can handle unexpected challenges because, let's be honest, the retail landscape is constantly changing.
Right.
So being able to think on your feet and adjust your approach is a highly valuable skill.
Absolutely. The guide also emphasizes persuasion,
Oh, yes.
which is essential for building relationships, influencing stakeholders, and negotiating effectively.
That's right. So think about how you can demonstrate your persuasive skills.
Okay.
Throughout the interview,
Huh.
it's not just about being a smooth talker.
Right.
It's about understanding your audience, presenting your ideas clearly, and building a compelling case for your recommendations.
So even when you're talking about something as simple as how you organize your workload,
Right.
you're showcasing your ability to persuade the interviewer
Yes.
that you are the best candidate for the job.
And it's not just about persuading the interviewer.
Yeah.
It's about being able to influence and motivate your team,
Okay.
negotiate with suppliers, and build strong relationships with key stakeholders within the company.
So it sounds like this functions and core abilities section is like a secret decoder ring
It is.
for understanding what they're truly looking for
It really is.
in a trade regional manager.
And the great thing is,
Yeah.
you can weave these core abilities into your answers to those interview questions.
Okay.
Even if they don't ask about them directly,
Right.
it shows that you've done your research and you understand the deeper skills and qualities that are essential for success in this role.
Okay. We've covered those tough interview questions.
We have.
We've explored how RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare,
Yes.
and we've even dug into the core abilities that will make you a rockstar trade regional manager.
Yes.
But there's one more crucial element we need to address.
Right.
Salary negotiation.
Ah, yes. The part that often makes people squirm.
A little bit.
But it's a conversation you need to be prepared for.
Right.
And luckily, RoleCatcher's Career Guide gives you the tools to approach it with confidence.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's break it down after a quick message from our sponsors. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. We've talked about acing those interview questions, using AI to polish your responses, and even understanding the core abilities that make a trade regional manager truly stand out.
Right, like the whole package.
But now let's tackle that often dreaded topic, salary negotiation.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
It can definitely feel a bit awkward,
Yeah.
but I think it's helpful to think of it as a chance to advocate for yourself
Oh,
and
yeah.
your worth.
Yes.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide has some great advice on how to approach this conversation strategically.
Okay, so where do we even begin?
I
Should we
know.
be like throwing out numbers first
Right.
or waiting for them to make the first move?
I think the key here is preparation.
Okay.
Before you even step into the interview,
Yeah.
do your research.
Okay.
Websites like Glassdoor and Salary.com can give you a good idea of the average salary range
Okay.
for trade regional managers in your area.
And don't forget to factor in your experience level, too,
Absolutely.
and the specific responsibilities outlined in the job description.
Yes. More responsibility usually means
More money.
more earning potential. Yes.
Okay, so once you have a solid understanding of your market value,
Yes.
then you can confidently discuss your salary expectations.
Exactly.
But what if they throw out a number first that's lower than you were hoping for?
Okay.
Should you just accept it?
No.
Or is there room for negotiation?
There's always room for negotiation.
Okay.
Remember, it's a conversation,
Not a decree.
not a decree exactly. You can absolutely negotiate.
Okay.
Start by reiterating your enthusiasm for the opportunity
Okay.
and highlight those skills and experience you bring to the table
Yes.
that justify a higher salary,
Okay.
right? So instead of saying, like, I want X amount, maybe try something like, based on my research and what I bring to the table, I'm looking for a salary in the range of Y to Z.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
I like that.
It shows that you've done your homework.
You're prepared.
You're prepared
Yes.
and that you're open to discussion,
Right.
but you're also firm about your worth.
Yes. And it's not always just about the base salary, is it?
No, it's not.
What about other perks and benefits?
Absolutely. Think about things like vacation time bonus structures,
Mhm.
stock options, professional development opportunities, even flexible work arrangements.
Oh, those are good.
All of those can be part of the negotiation.
So it's about crafting a compensation package
Yes.
that truly meets your needs and reflects
Exactly.
your value.
To the company.
To the company, yeah.
Exactly. And remember, even if you don't get everything you ask for,
Yeah.
the act of negotiating
Uh-huh.
demonstrates your confidence and your commitment to securing a fair deal.
You're at the table.
You're at the table. Exactly.
I like that. So as you can see, listeners, prepping for a trade regional manager interview is about much more than just memorizing answers to common questions.
It's about the big picture.
It is. It's about understanding the nuances of the role, showcasing your leadership potential, and being prepared to negotiate for what you deserve.
And remember, you've got this.
Yes, you do.
The resources we've discussed today from RoleCatcher,
Uh-huh.
they're invaluable tools to guide you through every step of the process, from crafting a standout resume to confidently navigating that salary conversation.
We've only scratched the surface here, but hopefully we've given you the insights and the motivation
Yes.
to dive deeper into those RoleCatcher guides,
Yes.
play around with their AI tools, and ultimately rock that interview.
Rock that interview. And
Well-
one last thought to leave you with.
Okay.
Believe in yourself, prepare thoroughly, and go after that dream job with the confidence of a seasoned retail leader.
That's right. You've got the knowledge, the skills, and now the tools to succeed. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
We'll catch you next time.